When doing your due diligence, should you only rely on the information that the franchisor gives you? Yes or no? Have a think about it. Are you aware of the franchise disclosure register and have you looked at it before you've purchased a franchise? Yes or no? If a franchise is a well-known brand, does that automatically mean it's going to be profitable? Yes or no? If any of those questions confused you or stumbled you, stop what you're doing and watch the rest of the video, because I am potentially going to save you thousands of dollars by making the wrong franchise decision. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to Courtside Conversations. My name's Emil, founder and owner of Little Boomers Basketball, and it's a pleasure to be your host today. Wherever you're watching today's episode, I hope you're having a booming day, and yes, the pun is intended. My journey to entrepreneurship started on May 1st, 2018 when I launched my first basketball program with 9 kids enrolled. Today, thousands of kids across Australia are thriving in our programs, all thanks to the commitment and passion of our incredible franchisees. This podcast is here to give you real, straightforward, no BS insights into business, entrepreneurship, and what it's like to own a franchise. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Guys, welcome back to this video in Courtside Conversations. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the ACCC's course, part 2 of the course. So they've put out a course there for everybody to complete for people that are interested in franchising. I'm going to break down part 2, which is very important about doing your due diligence. I'm going to make it easy for you to understand because sometimes the words and jargon that they use can be very confusing, and you're going to have actionable steps to take away after this video to make sure that you don't potentially lose thousands of dollars by making the wrong franchise decision. I want to give you an example, guys. I always go back to this analogy, right? If you're dating a girl and you like her, if you marry her within a week without doing your homework on her baggage, getting to know her values, getting to know her families, her family, I should say, not families, you're going to run into so many problems down the road when you marry her. It's going to be like, I didn't know you wanted that. You want to live here? You didn't want to have kids? You don't want to do... When did all this happen? It's very important that during a franchise or during the sales process of a franchise that you're doing your due diligence. Now, for those that don't know what due diligence means, it's practically just doing your homework. Now, the problem that we see, me being a franchisor, is when somebody's interested in a franchise, they're happy, they're excited, emotions are high. There's a potential window out of the 9-to-5 rat race, a potential window to be your own boss. Then they speak to a franchisor who's, pressuring them. Do you want to put down a deposit for an area? It's not going to be available for too long. You've got to let me know by next week. And then they're getting this excitement and they're getting this urgency and scarcity from the franchisor. Let me put a deposit down. Let's do that. And they don't do their due diligence. They go through the phases. They become a franchisee and then boom. What's all this? What are these fees? I didn't know that franchise. I didn't know this. Well, what is this? What's happening, right? So it's important that during this important phase when you're finding the right franchise for you, doing your due diligence, don't let emotions ride you high. And just be aware of the franchisors. They are trying to sell their business and they will pressure you, but you've got to make your own decision because you're going to be living for it for a very long time. Now, what I love about this course is the first thing it defines is the 3 biases that you need to be aware of, okay, when purchasing a franchise. The first one is confirmation bias. What confirmation bias is when you're already sold on something, you're just going to look for things that validate that answer. If I'm sold on this franchise and I just love this franchise, I'm going to get my blinkers on, I'm going to neglect everything else, and I'm just going to look for things that give me a yes. I'm going to ignore that. Yes. Oh, perfect. They do give support. Yes. That's what confirmation bias is, and the ACCC says to be careful of confirmation bias, and that's very true. You need to make sure that you don't become your worst enemy because you're sold on a franchise and you're just looking for everything to validate that yes. That's the first one. The next one is optimism bias. This is like when you think everything's going to be perfect. Oh yeah, I'll make my money back. I'm going to make my return on investment back. And you're completely optimistic. Even though I'm an optimism, you always, when you're looking in a franchise, need to have 3 situations. The best situation, now this is what optimism bias is. Everybody just looks at the best case scenario. I'm making X amount of dollars, X amount of profit. I've made my return on investment. Then you want to look at an average situation or an average franchisee. And then you want to look at a poor franchisee or a poor performance. And you want to analyze all three of those. And you just need to be okay with any one of those three happening. Okay, so that's optimism bias. And the next one is interesting. It's called sunk cost bias. What this is it pretty much says when you're researching a franchise and you've spent 3, 4, or 5 months heavily researching about the business, and then you find out something you don't like, you go ahead with the decision anyways because you say to yourself, I've invested so much time and energy into this, you know what, it's too late to back out, I might as well go ahead with that. And a lot of people have that problem in franchising. And what the ACCC is saying is be careful of that. It's best you get out of the boat before you go in the boat and sink like the Titanic. So those are the three biases you want to be aware of. It's the first one's confirmation bias, optimism bias, and sunk cost bias. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying today's episode. Just 2 quick things. If you're finding value from today's episode, if you can subscribe to our channel and share it to a friend, that would mean the world to me. I'm trying to make what is a very confusing space like franchising easy to understand so people don't make the wrong decisions later on in their life. And if you know anybody that might want to become a Little Boomers basketball franchisee, they love working with kids, they love sports and basketball, and they want to make a difference to their community, there's some links below that you can share with them. Enjoy the rest of today's episode. Now let's explain how you, a potential franchisee, can do your due diligence, aka homework, when purchasing the right franchise for you. The first thing you need to do, guys, is your research. And I'm talking about thorough research. Don't just, scan the website and look at that. Oh, they got 5-star reviews here. You got to do comprehensive research. Go on LinkedIn, powerful platform. Look at the founders, look at the directors, look at the CEO. See what their profile is, see what they're posting about. Is all they're posting about his new franchise? We've got a new one here, new one here, new one here. Or are they celebrating the success of their network and some of the highlights of their franchisees? Do some research on the founders and the leaders of the company. That's the first thing you're going to want to do. The second thing you need to do is go and check the franchise disclosure register. That was one of the questions I said earlier on. What is the franchise disclosure register? Let's just call it the FDR. So me as a franchisor, once a year, I need to go online and update my FDR. And what I'm updating for is I want to know how many franchisees I've sold, like what states am I available in, what's the current franchise fee, what's all the fees associated with the franchisee, and it's even got some information like how many have sold recently in the last year, and is there any legal battles that's currently unresolved or happening. By the way, this is all publicly available information. So you can go search the FDR and see, okay, wow, in the last year they've sold 10 franchisees. What's going on there? Oh, wow, in the last 2 years there's been 10 legal battles that's gone to court. Oh, hold on, that's a little bit concerning. So go to the FDR. Not many people know about this, but all of this is public information, and us and every franchisor in Australia must update this FDR once a year, otherwise we get a big fine from the man upstairs, the ATO. So go do your research and check out the FDR. The next thing you're going to want to do in your due diligence journey is speak to franchisees, and the ACCC recommend that you speak to 5 franchisees. It's called a smart step, and I really like this because if you only speak to the franchisee that the franchisor has recommended you, maybe they're hiding something. Maybe they want you to speak to someone because maybe they're getting a kickback on the sale. You've got to be able to speak to at least 5 franchisees. And one of the other benefits of speaking to 5 franchisees is it gives you more data. Let's say you speak to one franchisee, right? And they're doing so very well and they're killing it and their area is profitable, and you're going to listen to that person on the phone. Wow, you're doing so good. Awesome, I'm going to go continue with them. But then you speak to the second one and they're not doing so well. And then the third one's not doing well. Then the fourth one's got a legal battle, and the fifth one here doesn't even pick up your phone call. So having or speaking to 5 franchisees allows you to get more data, to get a bigger picture of the network and the support that head office is providing you. So don't be lazy. Call 5 franchisees, do your homework, ask questions. When you're asking questions, ask intelligent questions. How's the support been from the franchisor? Do you feel like you get supported? How many hours a week do you put in the business? What are the challenges that you face in the business? When you have a challenge in the business, how does head office support Is there any training? Is there like monthly Zooms? Like what happens? Can you tell me the exact form of supports that you get as a franchisee? Ask well-crafted, intelligent questions. Now this next step is very important. When you're purchasing a franchise, and this is especially true if you're purchasing an existing franchise that's got existing business in it, you're going to get financial statements, revenue, profit, you're going to get a breakdown of the business. Make sure you go to an accountant to get advice. Give them the business, give them the financial performance, and get professional advice from an accountant. Do not do this. Don't do this. I see so many people do this because they're cheap and they don't want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 asking the accountant for advice and paying their fee. They go to ChatGPT or they ask their friend. Guys, would you rather spend $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000, get the correct advice and make a better decision, or skip on that cost, save the $3,000, and then in the future when you sign the agreement and you face the hurdles, you're spending $50,000, $60,000 in legal battles? Which one would you rather write? Yeah, exactly. So spend the money to get a professional to look over the financials of the business. Secondly, don't be cheap, right? Spend that money. And thirdly, don't ask your mate who is broke, that has got no business experience, hey, what do you think of this investment opportunity? Would you, if you wanted to become wealthy, would you go to somebody broke and ask for advice on building wealth? No, you wouldn't. The person's broke. What advice are they going to give you? Spend it all, live only once, YOLO, who cares? Dollar in, dollar out. Make sure that you're very selective of the person that you're getting advice. They've got to have business experience. They've got to be an accountant. Don't go to someone that's got no business experience or doesn't specialize in the advice that you're giving, okay? So go to the accountant, pay the fee, review the financial data. The last thing that you want to check for is a red flag, right? If you're purchasing a territory that's an existing business, and in the last year or two, it's been sold multiple times, new owner, new owner, new owner, new owner, that's a bit of a red flag. There's something wrong there. It could be the location, maybe the operator before did such a bad job that the reputation in the community has been damaged. That's a little bit of a red flag when you're purchasing a business. So make sure you do your due diligence. So guys, to summarize today's episode, when you're doing your due diligence, your homework, number one, make sure you take your time. Franchisors are going to pressure you. Put a deposit down. Are you ready to move to the next steps? And that can become a little bit overwhelming. And if you combine that with the emotions and the excitement of, I can't wait, I want to get out of my 9 to 5, I want to be my own boss, you can get pushed through the funnel too quickly without learning all the information and pay the price down the road. So just make sure that you're patient, right? Do your due diligence, speak to your franchisees, speak to a minimum of 5 franchisees and ask intelligent, well-crafted questions, not just one franchisee and not only the franchisee that head office give you, but 5 different franchisees to get more data about the support and the brand. And make sure you check out the FDR, the Franchise Disclosure Register. Us, me, franchisor, we need to update this once a year. It's going to give you important public accessible information about the business, and it's going to be very useful for you. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode about doing your due diligence. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, follow, like, because we're posting an episode once a week every Friday. I'll see you in the next episode.